Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis call, and this is in preparation for trading on November the 8th, 2017. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started. This is for education purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. We'll start off by taking a look at our Forex factory calendar here. So today we had 3 central bankers speaking. Not a lot of reaction from any of them. I guess everything's been said and done. What did make a difference with the US dollar today was that we saw price go back up, or US dollar weakness essentially. And the reason for that is because there was some news about tax reforms getting delayed. So it's not in here somewhere. Okay, so yeah, so the big thing was that there were news about comments saying that the tax reform may not pass through. There may be some delays with it and so forth. So that's not good for the US dollar. In terms of the US dollar, they do want to see the tax reform pass through because that will be positive for overall economy, Wall Street, and everything else. Okay, so going into next here, what's coming up? We have crude oil inventory. So nothing much in the session in the morning, in the London session, fairly quiet. We do have crude oil inventories and building permits for Canada. Big thing will be Reserve Bank of New Zealand rate statement. So they're not expected to change the interest rate at this time. But again, with Bank of Canada having raised rates and Bank of England having raised rates, so the focus is on all the central banks at this point to see if others will raise rates as well. So this will be very important, and then followed shortly thereafter, we'll have the press conference tomorrow. So those are the 2 things we are looking for tomorrow. But nothing else in terms of major news for tomorrow. So let's go on to the charts. Okay, so euro dollar here. So we did see euro dollar drop, but it then pushed back up. So at this point, this is still making lower highs. So bias is still bearish, but I would be very cautious especially with the US session. If we get any more news about about tax reform delays and so forth, that will be negative for this. So that's something to be kept in. That will be negative for the US dollar, which means euro dollar could go up. But currently, as things stand right here, this looks bearish at the moment. So overall bias is to the downside. Price is making lower highs. So I'm looking for price to drop. So in this case, it is hovering at that level that we were watching, this 1580 level. So we do need to see a solid close below this level, because if we don't, we could see price creep back up. So this one, I would say the bias is to the downside. The target would still be 1.1480 level, but we just have to be cautious with what's going on in terms of the news right now from out of the US. So this is what we saw. Price came into our S1 level or S2 level here, and it just kind of got stuck, and from there on it's gone back up now. So this is the level 1.1620 level that I would keep an eye on. It's also our R1 level, very good support and resistance level. So we could see the price go up kind of like that and then come back down. So overall bias is still to the downside. The first target will be the S1 level at 1.1550. So that will be the first target, and then further down we are looking for, and that's quite a bit of a move, so we may not get as far. So let's see if we can find another target below that. So we could just, we could get stuck at this level. So 1.1550 will be the first target to the downside. And below that, we're looking for a 1.1480 level. So those will be the two targets to the downside. Overall, the bias is still bearish on euro dollar. Pound dollar, we had big move here. Sorry, I was marking up the charts. Let me find a clean chart. I got too many charts here. Here we go. So with this one, we had talked about this level yesterday. 1.3180 level was the level that we were watching. So price did drop from there, but now we saw price reject that level and move up higher. So this level still stays in focus. 131.80 would be a level that I'd be watching. If price stays below this, I'm looking for the price to come back towards the bottom here into 130.50 level. But if it manages to go on the other side, then this could turn bullish on us. So we could see one of these moves. So that's something to pay attention to. So 1.1380 level would be the level that we'll have to keep in mind for this. So this is what we're looking at, prices back into this support and resistance area from the high here. And now as long as it stays below this, we're looking for price to go down. Otherwise, this inefficient move could get filled because price could do one of these, go through it, and then go back all the way. First target would be a 1.3270 level, and then we are looking for 1.3300 to the upside. So we need to keep an eye on 1.3180 level for this one, and as long as it's below that, the bias will be to the downside. Okay, so the next one we'll take a look at would be Aussie dollar here. Okay, so Aussie dollar, let's put that aside for a bit. We had a bearish close for the day, so price is into this support level here. And so this is where we need to see a break of this level. So the level we are watching for is 0.7635. If we see a break of this level, then we're looking for price to drop and go to the next level, which will be 0.7580 level. But if the price gets stuck at this level, if it gets stuck above 7635, then we could see one of these moves and back into the range here. So right now it's range bound, but we are seeing pressure to the downside. So we have this trend line that is pushing it down. However, based on, so right now I'm looking for this type of a move, looking for price to drop. So that will be my first case scenario. But if it doesn't break below 76.35, then it could push back in. And then in that case, we're looking for move back into 77.20 level. So this could be just a range bound at that point. New Zealand US dollar, looking at our daily here, we have a bearish candle close. So based on this, I'm looking for price to drop. The next target would be 0.6820 level. So looking for price to come back lower. So this is a nice bearish engulfing candle, and as such, I'm looking for a follow through. So just looking at the 1 hour chart here, this is where we had a double top. Now price is giving us a pin into the pivot point. So looking for a drop here. And as soon as this level here gets breached, this support and resistance S1 gets breached, we have this inefficient move which could get filled from here. But again, the challenge could come into this S1 level. So if price stays above this level, holds above this 68.80 level, then it could push back higher. So, excuse me, especially with all these dollar crosses, if the price, if the US dollar starts to weaken, they could all start going higher. Okay, so we are looking at dollar CAD here. Dollar CAD looks like it bounced off of this support and resistance level. So that's a bullish candle close, but we are into this resistance level. So now again, with all of these, looks like we are into some important support and resistance levels. So that's why we'll have to watch how price reacts at these levels. So excuse me, 1.2760 level or 1.2780 level is the one we are watching here for dollar CAD. And this is the move that normally with the bullish candle close we are likely to see from purely technical perspective. This is bullish, so I would look for price to move up higher. But as long as it goes above 127.80, it is bullish. But if it stays lower, if it stays below that, so this is what the price is doing, went and tested. So it filled this inefficient move all the way to point of release, which is right over here. All of the whole move is filled right now, so we're looking for so now that that inefficient move is filled, price is just free to do whatever it likes here. So in this case, based on the daily close, we're looking for a move higher. But if it does not go above 127.80 level, in that case, it could come back down. And again, tied into all these other US dollar crosses, if US dollar starts to weaken, dollar CAD could drop. Okay, so we'll skip the euro. Okay, so here we have a Euro Swiss franc daily. This is a bullish pin bar, so this looks bullish, which means we could see the price go up higher. So in this case, the target here would be 1.1630 level here, which is our next target to the upside. This is a bullish pin bar, so we're looking for next price to move to the upside. Daily here for pound Swiss franc. This is also a bullish candle close, so we're looking for further move to the upside. So the target here would be 1.3200, which is the next pin, this support and resistance level to the upside. So this looks bullish at this moment. So looking for price to push up further. Dollar Swiss franc, it's range bound at the moment, no clear direction here. So I'm just looking for price to, once it gets to the high of 1.0038 level here, we could see price drop. And if it comes into the bottom, into 99.50 level, we could see the price go up. So this is a range bound, not a clear signal at this point. So I would just leave it alone for now. Pound CAD. Pound CAD looks bullish. So looking for further move to the upside into 1.6920 level, which is this target here. So we saw this railroad reversal signal here, now looking bullish. So next target would be 1.6920 to the upside. So this is bullish. Pound yen. Pound yen has turned pound yen is looking bullish right now. It has turned bullish, so the next target would be 150.50 level to the upside. But this is not as strong a direction, or the market direction is not as strong, just because the candles are really small. So this candle is quite small. But because it is green, it is bullish. So we're looking for price to go up further into 150.50. So that will be the target to the upside. Euro yen here. Very, very small move. Nothing substantial here. Overall bias is to the downside. So I'm looking for price to come back into this 131.40 level to the downside here. So this has been one big range for weeks now, for months actually. Since September, it has been trading in this big range. So I'm looking for price to come back into the bottom of this range, which is 131.40 level. And at this point, if it holds above, then we could see it go back into the middle of the range. But for now, I'm just looking for price to come back and test the bottom of the range here. Aussie yen. Aussie yen bearish, nice bearish candle close here. So we're looking for a further move to the downside. 86.60 level is the one that I am looking for here. So that's that's the move that we're looking for, biases to the downside. Dollar yen. Dollar yen looks like we are having trouble with this 114.30 level. Excuse me. So as a result of this, price goes back into this level. I'm looking for a drop again. 114.30 level will be the one to the level to the upside. But for now, because we have this rejection here, I'm looking for price to go back down, back into this 113.20 level. So the current bias is basically back into towards the bottom of the range. So this one is a range bound here as well, just like euro yen. So looking for looking for dollar yen to drop further into the bottom of the range into 113.20 level. CAD yen here, bearish close for the day. It came into this resistance level, very strong resistance level, bounced off of that. So now I'm looking for price to continue lower. The target here would be 88.50. So that's our target to the downside for this. Okay, so that's all I have. Any questions or anything to add? Okay, if not, we'll call it a wrap. So I will see you guys for the London trading session. I will be back for London Open. So I'll see you guys then. Bye for now.